Hey y'all, welcome back to Let's Chat. It's currently snowing out and I'm just feeling really like cozy and small and tiny today. And I think I found a topic that I wanted to talk about that I kind of touched on in a previous episode. I made an episode called, I think it was Judgment and Insecurities. And okay, the reflection, the glasses is bothering me. No glasses. Okay. I made an episode called Judgment and Insecurities, and I kind of touched on partying, going out a little bit. But I kind of wanted to make a whole episode about it because I'm in kind of a different, I almost said weird, it's not weird, it's just a different phase of my life that I haven't really experienced yet. And so I'm thinking about partying, going out type of, I'm analyzing all of that a lot. So I was like, why not, talk more in depth about it. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for the supportive comments that I've been getting. They mean so much. And honestly, someone commented that it sounds like they're on a FaceTime call with me, and I love that more than anything, and that's all I hope. So, all right. So, oh my god. Honestly, I have to start off by saying for the first day in a while, I'm like not in like a great mood, which is like a really good thing, honestly. Like I've been in a pretty good mood the past probably like 5 days, maybe 6 days. I don't know. I've been doing better, doing good. And then I don't know, today I'm just in like a really weird and off mood. I got really bad sleep because no one cares, but I got really bad sleep because I took a melatonin, and usually, that means good sleep, but it gives me really bad dreams. Every time I take melatonin, I literally have really, really weird, bad, uncomfortable dreams. And I woke up at 4:30 a.m. from a nightmare that I literally woke up like breathing heavy too, and like I was stressed from the dream. It was so scary, and I had to stay on my phone for like 30 minutes after I woke up because like I couldn't fall back asleep because I kept thinking of the scary things that I endured in the dream. You know what's a really annoying thing to talk about is your dreams. Like in that way. Oh my god, not like ambitions, but like dreams, No one cares, like I get excited, I guess, to hear some people, if they have a really crazy one. But I feel like dreams are something that just like nobody really cares to hear about because it didn't actually happen, and it's just kind of like, okay, it's just like a fake story, if that makes sense. Okay, anyways, god, okay. All right. So currently in my life, I haven't like gone out or gone to a party, a bar, anything like that in probably, we're looking at like 4 months. I've still, like had fun with my friends and like, drank with at home or, wine night, things like that. I've done plenty of that, but I just like, I haven't gone out, like gotten ready, done all that in so long. And it's left me a lot of time to reflect about the times where I was doing that a lot. And I know that like, okay, there was a while where I was like, oh my god, I'm wasting my 20s. I just turned 20. I'm like, I'm wasting my 20s. Like, I don't go out anymore. I'm just like a fucking sad loser. Girl, it's a few months of compared to many years in which you'll be able to go out and do whatever you want whenever, and party and have fun with friends and things like that. Like, if I put it on a scale of like, okay, this little period of time compared to like how much time I'm gonna have to be doing that, I know I'm fine. I know I'm perfectly fine. But at the same time, it's hard to kind of not feel like I'm wasting this point in my life. Not wasting, but like not taking opportunity more, because this is a really fun time in my life. I'm in college, things like that. But I just haven't like had the opportunities or haven't met really the right people yet to be like, going and partying with and stuff like that since moving here. And I'm just kind of on my own and kind of in this like, not lonely, but just like, alone point in my life where I now have new priorities that I had before, but they weren't always at the top of the list, I would say like last year, I say this every single episode, but I don't know who's new and listening. Last year I lived in Colorado. I'm from Texas, lived in Colorado for a year, and then I moved to Oklahoma. And when I was in Colorado, I wasn't going to school. I was doing a few online community college classes, but I wasn't, a full-time student or anything. And so that left a lot of time to party, drink on 4 nights out of the week on weekdays, go to bars and, like it left a lot of time for like that to be kind of the priority a little bit. And of course I prioritized work, but I never was happy. So it felt different, like it was just kind of like, okay, I work and I party and that's it. I'm not working towards anything. I'm just working to make money. So I just have that and the little bit of, temporary fun I get is kind of the only happiness I was getting at that point. And then I moved here and now my priorities are changed. And when I first moved here, there was like a little period, from like August to October where that's not a little period. That's like, 2 months, but that period of time, I didn't realize that my priorities would be shifting from being here, Like I was like, okay, I still want to be traveling. I still want to, be going out all the time and partying all the time. Like I still want to be doing all those things while being a student, while having to have a job, while, working on goals and ambitions of mine, while, just trying to settle in here and make friends. Like I put a lot on my plate that I didn't need to. And I kind of like, I just didn't realize how different my life would be once I changed my priorities. Okay. And it was necessary, of course. Like I, for some reason, thought financially I could afford to be traveling still while I'm paying for college and working. Like I thought for some reason that was going to work because postcards are right there. Okay, I love to travel. That's like my favorite thing in the entire world. I prefer to spend money on moments and experiences rather than like physical items, That's where I tried to spend my money on, or that was what I spent my money on at a time not so long ago. But then, I got to college and it took one night of a little too much partying to really shift my entire mindset and my entire it felt like my world like turned upside down in a good way. Like I felt like it was upside down and like I'm being so discreet. I'm gonna get into the time that I'm talking about. But it flipped me around. I was like, oh my God, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to be worried about traveling and drinking and partying and stuff right now. Like I need to be focusing on working and going to school, which sounds really boring. And at first, like, swallowing that pill, I was like, okay, like that doesn't sound very fun. And I'm also supposed to be having fun at this time in my life, like I have the rest of my life to work for sure. So it's not like that's all I need to be doing, like I knew I was like, okay, I still get to have fun, but like I do need to lock in a little bit more and realize that I've worked so hard to get to go to college and I've wanted it so bad. So why would I not prioritize that for how much work I put in to get here and how much work I'm currently doing to stay here, Like I work all the time. I put so much into this, so why would I not prioritize it? That makes sense? Okay. And then also I will clarify that like I think if I had, like a group of friends here that like we go out all the time, we go to frats, we go to parties, like I for sure would be doing that a lot more. But I don't. And so it's kind of like forced me to just kind of be a different person. Like, I don't know how to put it lightly. Like, I just think I'm a completely different person than I was like probably 6 months ago. Like, I don't, it's something has changed within me. I think I've done that same exact bit where I sing that little part of Wicked or Defying Gravity multiple times on this episode or on this podcast. Okay, anyways. I just like, oh my god, I'm not even getting into partying. It's okay. Okay. Regardless, summarizing my point is that my priorities were a lot different not so long ago. And those priorities did include partying, going out, having fun, things like that. And now also I've realized I have different versions of fun than the versions of fun I had like 6 months ago. Now my version of fun is like using a coloring book and taking a bath. Like that, like, sorry that I'm like fucking like zen and at peace. Like, like I've just changed my ideas of fun. Would I still love to like go out on a Friday night? Like, yes, that would be so fun, but not maybe every weekend and maybe not like 4 times a week, I don't know. Okay, anyways. So I think, when I was growing up, there was definitely some like substance issues within my family. Not about to put anyone on blast of who, but just there was just overall just kind of this, I saw so much happen from alcohol, drugs, whatever, that I was terrified of anything regarding that for so long. Like, I didn't dabble in any alcohol or anything. I still haven't dabbled in drugs, by the way. I have not done that, okay. But I didn't, I feel like everybody has a different time where they would consider their like rebellious phase. And we also have different versions of what rebellious means to us. Because to me, if I probably explained, my rebellious phase I could explain it to one person and they're like, oh my god, you were crazy. Explain it to another person, they're like, oh my god, that's literally nothing. Like, I was doing ketamine at like 12, like everyone has a different version. So this is my version of it. I think I drank for the first time when I was like 15, which is still like very young. I am fully aware that it's still very young, but like I know people that started way, way earlier, like, and I just also was so terrified of it up until that point. Like, I saw, also my parents would, or my mom would just like be like, don't do these things. You saw how it turned out for another person in my family. Like, you saw how, you see these things. And I observed so much that I was just so scared of it. And I was like, I don't ever want to do that, like I thought I was never going to. And then I drank a White Claw. and then I switched things up, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what changed. I know it was during quarantine, so I think just the world, flipping upside down, that kind of just like changed things for me. And I was like, you know what, the world can end at any moment, so why not have a kick back and have a beer? I honestly think that's what changed. But yeah, it was during quarantine, and I would say that, like, I don't know when my like rebellious phase was. Actually, I think I do. Honestly, I would say like sophomore to like junior year of high school, like those 2 years, I definitely stressed my mom the fuck out with what I was doing. I wasn't doing anything like super crazy, but like, I would leave my phone at someone else's house and go and stay the night at another person's house because I wasn't allowed to sleep over at their house. Or I would, steal my mom's alcohol from like the closet, and like, like I was sneaky. And I would, it was just so fun. It was a fun ass time. I don't regret it one bit. We all have to have those moments where it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? But it's also like, you're young, have fucking fun, I love those times. Okay. And then I got to, big jump, but I got to Colorado last year, and I was like, oh my god, I'm a college kid, like I can drink whenever I want. And I did. and I did it's not I don't think I had like I don't think I had a problem, But it honestly, I could talk about this for hours about how it's kind of hard to tell with college kids because we do have such a justification when it comes to like maybe a little bit of alcoholism. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's the culture. It's the culture. But if you okay, let's say you put the same behaviors as like college kids drinking a lot, you know, if you put those same behaviors and you like flipped it and like said that like maybe like a 28-year-old man was doing it, we'd be like, oh, that's alcoholism. But it's like, no, we're young and fun and we're in college, we can do whatever we want, so like it's fine, you know. And I'm not saying that like I never partook in that. I'm not even saying we should necessarily change it. I'm not saying, I mean, maybe we should, but like, you know, like I'm not saying anything. I'm just, that's literally a fact, is like we do justify alcoholism a little bit, or maybe not justify it, but like we kind of like it is alcoholism what we're doing. Maybe no, I'm not saying all of us. I'm, you know, okay. I think you get what I mean. It's just like, you know, the culture and the ideas of, you know, like college kids drink, like we drink every weekend, we go out every single weekend, Thursday through Sunday, we're out, we're doing things, we're, you know, wine on a Tuesday, this, you know, like all these things, like they are meant to, I don't know what I'm saying, I don't want to offend anyone, and I'm not calling anyone an alcoholic, I'm not saying anything like that, I'm just saying like the behaviors are justified because we're college kids. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm leaving it there. I can't. I'm digging myself in a deeper hole. But it's also like we're young, and this is the time in our lives when we should be doing this. This is the time we only can do it without it being, you know, maybe more of a problem and having like long-term effects on us physically and mentally, you know? So that's kind of looping it back around. That's kind of where I'm getting at with like I kind of feel like that's why I've battled with feeling like I'm like wasting time by not, you know, going out partying all the time and stuff like that. Okay. Also, okay, I'm gonna kind of touch on a different part of, you know, the going out times. And I definitely will probably repeat some of the statements and or ideas that I made in like the episode where I kind of touched on this, you know, but I don't really care. Maybe it's the first time you're listening, so you might not have even heard it, so you're going to hear me talk about it again. Something that I haven't had to think about in so long is like comparing myself to other people when I'm going out, you know, like is my hair good enough? Is my outfit good enough? Is my body good enough? Is my face good enough? Am I, you know, like what bad decisions am I going to make tonight? What embarrassing decisions am I going to make tonight? How am I going to feel in the morning? Like all of these things I haven't had to think about in so long, and it's just so interesting that I haven't had to, you know? Because I'm someone where like I compare myself a lot to people all the time. But especially whenever it's like it comes to like whose outfit, you know, whose outfit is eating boots down at the bar or at the frat, you know? But also at the same time, it's like we can all look good, you know? We don't have to say like who looks the best. We can all look good, all those things. I think we all sing. Sorry, that's what I was giving. But I just haven't had to think about that in a while, and it's really interesting because I mean, of course I, you know, still compare myself to people, but it's kind of at a different scale when it's not, you know, at a party, like which guy am I gonna try to talk to, and like who's gonna reject me tonight? Let's see. I haven't had to like think about that in a while, which is just interesting. I don't know, it's just an observation. And of course I know I already said this, but like I know that time in my life will be back again for sure. Oh my god, like I'm so young, I have so much time to party and go out and do all these things and make memories. But I think there was probably like a full month where I just every weekend would come around and I would have no plans besides working all weekend, and it would be a Friday night, it'd be a Saturday night, and I would just be like laying in bed just like, fuck, I wish I could just be out having fun right now. Like, that sounds so nice. And then now I'm at the point where I'm just like, now I kind of, like, I'm okay. I'm so okay with just, like, taking my bath and using my coloring book and watching a movie and TV alone. Like, I'm chill with it now. And it's taken a really long time to get there. Um, I'm just so, like, doing my own thing. And yeah, I know that there will be different points in my life where I'll be going out more than not, partying more than not, having fun more than not. Right now, it's just the not part. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to touch on this part, or just wanted to touch on this topic a little bit. And I feel like there's definitely some things I didn't say that I kind of wanted to talk about, but I can't remember them right now. I probably should have written stuff down. But yeah, honestly, now I'm like reminiscing on my times in high school where I like my friends and I were just like little pieces of shit, and it's so heartwarming. I love it. Like that, I love it. Okay, all right, guys. Well, that's all I have for today. That's all I have for today. Thank y'all so much. All right. Love y'all very much. Stay safe out there.